Welcome, my peeps, my peoples. Please like, comment, subscribe, share the video. It'd be greatly appreciated from the bottom of my heart. It's Mary Jane. Let's talk about Power, Season 5, Episode 3. Oh, we see Tony Tereshi ain't nothing but a snitch. He's out here. He's going to get Tommy Egan. He's going to get his business. Probably going to take him out, take him down. Or is he really going to work with John Mark and work with Sax and actually get, Tommy, arrested and Ghost arrested and also Angela arrested because John Mark and, Sax really want to take Angela down because they don't like her and they know she's a criminal and she's a thief and she's a liar and she's everything above, So they're going to be using Tony Tereshi and, he's been plotting and planning this whole time to get their attention by having Tommy come up there and visit him and all sorts of things. So, Tony Tereshi's smart and he don't give a shit about Tommy. He don't care about Tommy at all. But Tommy Egan think that he does care about him. And Tommy's going to actually probably choose the Italians over Ghost. But Tommy does have questions. He's kind of thinking that it's suspicious. He's kind of thinking that maybe this is not real. Maybe he's actually a snitch. But Tommy doesn't trust his intuition most of the time, especially when it comes to relationship and people. So we're going to see how that situation is just going to, it's going to go down. It's going to be bad. And now we got Kanan. Kanan is all in the business. He's all in the mix. They're letting him know everything. But Ghost doesn't want Kanan to know any of, their business, laundering money, their connect or anything like that. But Tommy has already let Kanan into the business. Kanan is down. Kanan is watching and listening and he's peeping. He's soaking everything up and he's going to get them all unless Ghost gets him first, unless Tasha gets him, because Kanan, when the way he came after Tasha was ridiculous. So let's get started. So we have the NYPD, detective. He comes there to visit Tariq because there's something that's not adding up with Tariq's story, because there was a witness from the tip line from the conference, that, Councilman Tate set, for, Ghost and Tasha, how he ambushed them and set them up for that press conference. So a tip came in and saying that, actually it was the other way around. So the cop is asking, Tariq, what's going on? The story is that you was following Raina, but then, the tipster is saying that you left out first, and so vice versa. So your story's wrong. You said that Raina left out first and you was following her, but actually, a tip said that you left first and Raina was following you. And so Tariq was like, I don't know, I can't remember, but I know that, maybe they didn't see me come back in or whatever. So his story's not adding up because there was a tipster. So there's something that's really not adding up with Tariq's story, but he's still a kid. And so the NYPD detective's not really pressing him. And plus Tasha and Ghost was like, come on, let's just leave it alone. So now that's a problem. And that's the question. So we got Ghost. He meets up with, Kanan, and he meets up with Tommy to actually, have a conversation with them to find out. And so he asks, Kanan, like, what's going on? Did Tariq tell you how he knew Ray Ray was looking for him? And Kanan was like, no, he just told me he was looking for Ray Ray, which, Kanan is lying. Kanan knows he's lying, and he just peeping and he's watching. They're having a conversation about how they're gonna get to Hernandez, how are they gonna get Dre, and Ghost is like, I just want to shoot him in the face. It's like, well, we can't do that, and so but we can get close. And so that's when Kanan is like, yo, listen, we can get close to Dre through Tupac because, they was arguing that they're not on good terms right now. And so Ghost is like, what do you mean? Like, how do you know? Like, he was like, I've been following the scoop. And Ghost is like, we're supposed to do this all together. But it just seems like Tommy and, Ghost is actually trusting, Kanan with information they shouldn't trust him with, conversation they shouldn't trust him with. And that's when, Tommy goes to ask Ghost when he's getting ready to leave, like, I need to launder that money through your club. We got to do it like the old school way. Ghost is like, no. But later on in the episode, Ghost is actually going to allow, Tommy to launder the money through the club because he needs money for his organization so they can have money. And I think Councilman Tate is going to rob James St. Patrick so bad, or they might be a good team, but I think he's going to rob him somehow in some way. And James St. Patrick better tread lightly with Councilman Tate because he can get the secrets, he can get in. So we're going to see what happened with all that. I'm just like, yo, this is crazy. And so it's just like the way they letting Kanan in is just like, it's just like, it's just like, it doesn't make sense how they have him so close and he's everywhere. And then Tommy's actually letting Kanan back into the business, and Tommy is going to take $250,000 or $1,000,000, $1.1 million, $1.2 million from Kanan to enter the drug business and get into the drop and get into the fold, because Tommy was like, you got to pay me up front, and that's all Kanan needed to know. So he went and got him that money. He went and got him the millions. I was just like, damn, but Tommy needs the money desperately so he can pay off Jason too as well. So Tommy's not thinking clearly. He's just going through a lot. So I was just like, damn it. So, but it was funny when I was having a conversation, Ghost was talking about all the cops came to my house because I was on TV, and Tommy was like, yo, can't you stay the F off of TV? Can't you stay the F off TV? You're still a criminal, right? Criminal and TV in public eye is not a good thing. So it's going down. So you could see Tommy getting aggravated with Ghost getting aggravated with Tommy, but Kanan is actually playing both sides. He's playing Tommy, telling Tommy, like, as soon as Dre is dead, Ghost is gonna go back to being a regular smuggler dude. And Tommy was like, I know. So it's just like, Kanan is actually putting like little things in Ghost's head and putting little things in Tommy's head, to get them to conquer and divide, making them think about negative about the other person, and actually having him not focus on what the hell he's doing. He's getting too close. He's all up in the mix. I'm just like, damn. So we got Angela. She meets up with her boss, and she's telling her boss the information about the Hernandez brothers and the information that she got there in New York. We can bust them. We can do this. Her boss is like, Tamika was like, no, let's wait. Don't jump at the first swoop. Like, take out time. You don't want egg all over your face. Tamika's not really feeling Angela because Angela didn't answer her phone last time. And then Tamika won't tell Angela about Maria, the witness to Ghost, shooting her fiance. So she's not really here for anything Angela got to say. But Angela's still on a warpath. She still want to bring down the Hernandez brothers, or Jimena brothers. She want to bring down the Jimena brothers. She wants to bring them down. She wants Diego down. So, we'll see what happens with that situation, but it seems like Angela's getting very close to Diego and his sister Alicia, and she finds out more information, and she's working along with this dude, I think Juan or somebody that's from Mexico that knows the cartels, and they're putting all their, brains together to try to get some information. But at the end, Angela does come up with some information about the Diaz brothers. Diego, the Hernandez brothers. She realized that, they are really brother and sister. That's who this girl is. That's who Alicia is. That's who she is, because that's why she has power. And they're all in New York, and now they're putting two together with the gold gun, with the drugs, matching the drugs from, the other Lorenzo's murder scene, and then the drugs that they have, and all this other stuff, putting into connecting the dots together. So they're gonna do an arrest warrant, but I don't know if Tamika signed off on it. So we're gonna see what's gonna happen with that situation. So once you bring down Diaz, what's gonna happen to the organization? Is she gonna be able to get her hands on Alicia? And if they bring down the Diaz brothers, that means Jason can come in and take over, right? And what's gonna happen with Dre? Or is Ghost gonna try his best to convince? No, he's not, because so that means that they'll be in jail calling shots. And that's even more dangerous for Dre and, Ghost. So we'll see what happens with that situation. If she actually get them arrested, if she actually arrests them, that would be crazy if she arrests the cartel, So we'll see if it even gets to that close, or if that's even going to be something that we're going to see this season. So that was very interesting. So Angela's making moves, and she also meets a new guy named Steve, and he's head of public managed relations or something like that. He stayed in the background, and he seems very interested in what's going on with Angela. I don't know if he's a plug, he's a snitch, he works with the cartel, but I don't know. And I don't think Angela's did an investigation on him. He could just be a plug and in the midst of what's going on. So who knows if he's somebody hired from the cartel to be there. Who knows? Maybe, maybe not. Or he might he's trying to get information out of Angela to use it against her. So now we have the Eternal Fair lady. She's finding out information on Angela, that Angela went to Ray Ray's house, and then Angela went to Raina's school days before, you know, she was killed. And then so the Attorney General lady is like talking to Angela, like, what's going on? Because like you said, you haven't physically met Ray Ray, but you've been at his apartment. What does Raina connecting with Ray Ray have to do? Like, how are they connected? And if they find out how they connected, that goes back to Tariq, then that leads to Ghost, that leads to Tom, and that leads to Tasha, and that also leads to Angela, you know, covering up things. She was like, yo, I heard you, Blanca, the Internal Affairs was like, I heard you, like, you know, was accessing information. She was like, oh, maybe it was a mistake, you know, something happened, and or whatever. Angela was like, I'm not really answering your questions because it's private official business. This is government official business, and right now I can't talk to you. So, you know, the the Attorney Affairs lady, she's upset, Blanca. So she went to go see the NYPD detective that came to, you know, Ghost House, and she gets some more information that, you know, their murders are kind of like connected. And on top of that, Angela was at both scenes. She was at the school. She was all over the place. So now she's putting two to two together, and she knows that Angela is dirty somehow, and she wants to know, and she might find out. So we got Tasha and Angela meeting up together. They're almost like best friends now. And, you know, they're meeting up, they're having conversations, they're talking, and basically they're just trying to make sure they cover their back. But this new lady, Blanca, you know, she's coming in and she's investigating. She might be a problem. So Angela was like, Tasha, why don't you call Ghost? And Tasha was like, we can't allow Ghost to do anything. You know, he'll only mess things up. So Tasha's looking at Ghost like he's not really a contender. He's not really thinking right. He's not a good player, because Ghost killed the drunk driving guy, and Tasha realized that he did kill the drunk driving guy that killed, you know, the little boy. And because when she went to, you know, the counseling session, you know, the mother and the father was talking about, you know, the guy that killed their son has actually been found stabbed to death, and the father was like, they're accusing me of it, and it's still, I'm in still so much pain. So she sees Ghost, and she asks Ghost about it, and Ghost didn't deny it, and she's worried about Ghost because she feels like he's acting reckless, and he's acting out of character. She even warns, you know, Tommy, like, Tommy, keep an eye on Ghost. Something's going on with him. Like, he's acting reckless. He's not being conscious of the things that he's doing, especially when they got the police watching him. They got beef going on. Then on top of that, you know, Tasha tells Keisha that she doesn't believe that Tommy is being himself too as well, that something's wrong with Tommy. And so she's feeling a certain type of way about Tommy. So so it's like, you know, Tasha feels the two most important guys in her life in the business are just like below average. They're not acting right. They're not doing right. They're being careless. They're letting other things, you know, take them over. And she doesn't know really what's going on about, you know, Jason, the cartel, and all that other stuff. So it's getting hot in here. I'm just like, yo. So then that's when Angela is telling, you know, Tasha, you know, this woman's going to be a problem, but you know what, I can shut her down legally. And so Angela does shut her down, get all her documents taken out of her office, get her taken out the office, all the information on the Ray Raina's case, and say it's government officials, this is private business, you no longer on the case, so move it. And so that's when the lady was like, I know Angela's behind this, she's dirty, she got something to do with it. And you know, the guy serving a warrant was like, can you prove it? And now she's going to try to prove it. I'm just like, oh my goodness. And Saxe and John Marks really want to take down, you know, Angela so bad that it's just crazy. And we have Tommy. Tommy's feeling nervous about his father getting out of jail. He's not too sure about it. So he has Joe Proctor do the investigation to find out. And, you know, John Marks and Saxe covered that up because they know they got connection with Joe Proctor. Joe Proctor. And so now Joe Proctor and Tommy meets up, and he says everything's all good. You know, go see a game with him. Everything's golden. But Tommy doesn't tell Ghost that his father's getting out. Why? Because Ghost would tell him the truth, that he's being set up, that his father's a snitch, and then, you know, Ghost might kill him because Ghost is acting reckless. But he tells Kanan, of all people, he tells Kanan that his father is getting out of jail, and he's kind of nervous about it. And so Kanan was like, it's all good, you know, go see a game with him, shoot the hoops or whatever. And that's when, you know, Kanan brings, Tommy that money. So now it's all good. Now he's in the business. And that's right before then, Ghost had called Tommy to tell Tommy, hey, listen, you know what, you can launder the money through the club or whatever, but I need to take my cut. So Tommy was like, okay. But Tommy's feeling a certain type of way. Oh, now you want to do business with me and run money through the club, and you really to take these chances. But before you wasn't willing to take these chances at all because you didn't want to get your hands dirty. But now that you need something and you want something done, you're willing to get your hands dirty. So now Tommy is looking at Ghost at all, just looking at him real shisty, looking at him as like, maybe he's not the right person I should be around. Maybe he's not good for me. That's what it seems like Tommy is doing. So we'll see what happens with that. And then on top of that, we got Cristobal. He has moved up to second man and can charge under, Dre with Diego. And Diego is sitting there and he doesn't believe that, Taro actually killed Lorenzo or whatever. And so he's questioning him and Dre's jumping in and answering the questions and stuff like that. So he's like, you know what, I want to see you take, so Diego's like, I want to see you take out the people that's been talking mess or whatever in your organization. That how did you know to take him out? How did you know this and that? So, Arturo was like, yo, listen, I handle business. Arturo didn't even know. Nobody believes him. And so now, Cristobal was talking to Diego. So Cristobal and Diego, I think they're probably going to have like a gay scene together, something like that. But Diego is liking Cristobal a lot better than he likes Dre. And so then Tupac and Spanky are sitting there. They was like, damn, Arturo's taking the blame for killing, Lorenzo or whatever, and then now we get dropped from the pit, like we're not on our gambling thing, and we're getting dropped, and then Cristobal's being second. They think it's all messed up. They think it's foul, and so we already know that Kanan knows about this, so Kanan meets up with Tupac. See Tupac walking, and they're smoking Black and Miles. I'm like, they really smoking Black and Miles in 2018? So they have a conversation, and so that's when, Kanan is like, yo, you know what happened to Boomer Box or whatever, got killed, this and that, Dre did that, Dre's a snake, Dre's this, Dre that. And so he ends up getting Tupac on his side, and they end up robbing Cristobal clear with like $300,000 or maybe a little bit more money. They just pulled up on him quickly. Kanan put the gun on, Cristobal, and then Tupac and Spank took the money out the core and bounced, and now Cristobal has got robbed, and he's the second man in charge, and this is not going to look good. And so then they have a meeting at the warehouse. Everyone's there. Diego's there, and so Diego wants to see Arturo take out his enemies. He takes out his enemies, but Diego was still asking questions. He still don't believe that Arturo was able to take out Lorenzo or all this other stuff, but he says forget it. And so Diego was like, I don't know what makes my sister pussy wet because of you, Dre, but you don't get my dick hard. But he looked over there at Cristobal, so that's why I think they got something going. They're gonna have something going on, and so Cristobal is gonna be the second in command. And Diego's like, if you messed up anything, you messed up, I'm going to have your head, this and that. There's nothing my sister can do. So Diego's getting tired of Dre. And so Kanan did say this. He was like, everybody hates Dre. So we'll see what happens with that situation. And so now they show up to the second meeting, or Diego, Cristobal let everybody know he got robbed, and you got Tupac and you got Spank. They're sitting there smiling, so it's all good between them in that situation. And so we got Councilman Tate and also Ghost. They meet up, and they're meeting with Linda and actually trying to get some donorship, but it doesn't go well because Ghost says retail, and it's not supposed to be retail venue. But she actually speaks to Councilman Tate behind the scenes and say that, I feel like, Ghost is an amateur. He's not really, mature. And so Ghost meets up with Linda thinking he can get her to invest in his charity, and she ends up playing him and getting some good sex from him and leave him high and dry. And Councilman Tate said, leave the business up to me, leave the donors up to me, leave it up to me, leave it to me, Ghost, because this is a whole different arena. You got a wonderful club, but real estate and getting donors and stuff is my arena, something totally different. So stay in your lane, brother. You done got played. So now they're gonna try to work together. So I'm just like, oh shit. Then we got the scene with Tasha and Kanan. When Tasha Tasha goes to see, Tommy, Kanan is actually walking up, and he actually grabs Tasha, holding her arm, talking about, oh, I'm sorry for Rain. And now she was like, no, you need to be sorry for Tariq. And he was like, I saved Tariq twice. Saved the last twice. She's like, if it wasn't for you, Tariq could still be an innocent and honest kid, and he wouldn't have been in all that drama because you brought him into the life. That's when Kanan was like, what you mean I brought him into the life? You a queen pin, your husband's a kingpin, you're in the streets. Like he was born into the life. So they go back and forth, and then Kanan grabs her arm and says, he was like, you like to fight back, right? So I don't know if Kanan actually raped Tasha, and that's possibly why he could possibly the father of the kids, but they tried to ghost them rumors about that situation, about Kanan being Tariq and Raina's father. So we'll see what happens, but it seems like he's really concerned with Tasha. I think he's concerned with Tasha because Tasha's the only one that can actually see through Kanan and see what he's doing and see what he's up to, and don't trust him, and trying to put the battery and Tommy and James St. Patrick's back, that Kanan ain't no good. Tasha even told her husband, James, listen, if you want to kill anybody, kill Kanan. Kill him. Kill somebody that matters. So the way he grabbed her, and he was like, you know what I do to you? You like to fight, huh? She was like, well, if you do anything to me, you better kill me, because motherfucker, I'm gonna come back and kill you. I'm gonna get you. And he knows that she's very smart, and she's actually can, get to him and take him down, because she's smarter than her husband and Tommy at the same time, because he's playing them like fiddles and he can't play with her. So she ain't trusting him. And then she talks to Tommy. Tommy was like, what's up, Tasha? Tasha was like, F you, Tommy, F you, Kanan, F you. And she was like, yo, so it's just like she is dealing with a bunch of people that don't have it on point. Only person that is really on point on Tasha's lane is actually, Angela. She's on point with her. They're working together. They're trying to do everything. But, Ghost keeps calling, Angela keeps calling her and want to talk to her, but she's not answering her phone. And then she's actually, doing something else. So then we get Tommy. He meets up with his mom. His mom's coming to see him because she wants some more drugs. And then he tells her that, oh, daddy's getting out of jail. Tony Tereshi's getting out of jail. And she was like, oh, did he ask you for something? And Tommy was like, no, he didn't ask me for nothing. Oh, well, he will, and he's going to get you. He's the devil and all this other stuff. And you better be careful because he's going to get you. He's going to use you for something. And he ain't hearing it. Tommy's like, you're using me right now for cocaine. But Tommy did say this, like, I never knew my father existed, but he knew all these years that I existed. He never reached out to me. So that should tell Tommy that Tony Tereshi doesn't care about him. But Tommy picks up Tony Tereshi from prison, and there they go, riding down into the sunset. So we'll see what happens with what's going on. But it was so nice that Tariq was able to open up to Tasha and tell her that he watched Raina get killed. So Tariq is off at boarding school. I don't know how long he's going to stay there until, his dreams and his nightmares, or until Kanan reaches out to him. Somebody reaches out to him and he comes through. Dre might reach out to Tariq and they can hold him captive or something, because especially when Ghost gets involved, because Ghost he's acting really different. He's doing crazy stuff, but he's ready. But he's still got his eye on Kanan, but Kanan's still too close and still telling him secrets. Peace. I'm out. One love.